Hi, I'm Tiffany, the founder of the Unfamiliar Group, and I'm here today to talk a little bit introduction type stuff about the organization. And right now you can see kind of an outline of the organization on the parent platform unfamiliargroup.com. And that's more of just like an outline that we use for ourselves in the beginning, early stages of the organization. And right now it's really evolving and gaining momentum. So I'm gonna do some introduction or some demonstration introduction talking on video about the organization to kind of explain to the world how to use it. And this organization, the Unfamiliar Group, is built on health and happiness and joy, humanity, all those great, wonderful things, those wonderful words of things we can think of in the world. That's why it was built. So right now, as we are ever evolving, as the organization grows and changes constantly, creating new projects, movements, ripples, examples, models to humanity, to the world, and for existence, and for Mother Nature, Father Spirit, and the universe. So we're gonna really get into some really ultra creative things here in this organization, which we already are. And it's gaining a lot of interest, so that's why I'm going to start doing some more posting of the videos to explain further the infrastructure. And but we want to keep things fun and exciting. You know, we're going to talk about a lot of cool things like permaculture and quantum science and nature and business and new models and also social skills, and then learn a lot of cool things because we're developing a couple actual physical locations right now. I call them divine sanctuaries, permaculture food forests, creative safe place for artists, bioregenerative beach farms. There are many different things. Okay, so, but I have two locations that I've been working on right now. One is the Unfamiliar Group headquarters, which is a private location, and then we also have our newly launching the Unfamiliar Village, which is a public location. It's for humanity to have a physical, safe, sanctuary-like place to learn divine practices that teach us how to not only sustain ourselves but to thrive, and then to really connect to the super intelligence and consciousness and magic of being human and existing. So we're touching on a lot of different really cool topics, and in that we've created the Unfamiliar Village. So, and we will have a lot of cool things there. We've already been working on the Belhaven Community Garden, which it's in the town of Belhaven, North Carolina, in the Inner Banks of southeastern United States. So we designated as part of learning to grow the grassroots, and really like find the heart of, and you know, like really like make the spirit of the town thrive, where we were going to like set up our, you know, like projects. We did a lot of talking and having meetings with different leaders of the community, and really learning about trying to extract and collect information so that we could see what would be the greatest thing for this area that we were going to grow these creative projects in. Okay, so now we're working on, we have the Belhaven Community Garden Project, which is also teaching about permaculture, how things grow, because as a lot of us know, in a lot of the fast-paced cultures and civilizations of today, I believe a lot of the like divine connection to the super intelligence and the magic of what we are and of our land and our understanding of our universe maybe isn't as understood in a lot of parts of our universe and our worlds today. So That's why I want to create these facilities that are in nature, safe places with creative resources, science resources, to really tap into things like the flow of abundance. Like, for example, here at our headquarters, we have 200 feet of Brackish River waterfront where we can do projects of shoreline restoration or growing new underwater ecosystem, or using the waterways. If we're hungry, we can go ask the river for a fish and it will give us a fish in the trap that day. The river is very super intelligent. We've built a beautiful relationship with the river. Actually, it was yesterday, my husband and I were walking out to the riverfront, and I said, oh, let me grab something, a bouquet of flowers for the river, since I was going out to see the river. And I grabbed a big, it was an elephant ear leaf, and then on the way I grabbed a few, like half a dozen flowers, and I put it in the elephant ear, and then I said a nice little blessing to the river. I put the elephant ear in the river, and this is what I'm saying. The laws of physics don't really exist because they're only man-made. Laws of physics are man-made constructs. So the laws of physics don't exist, especially in nature, and that's what I've learned to be very true. So as I put, for example, as I put the elephant ear with the flowers in it on the beautiful river that I have built this relationship with for the last 3 years, I've been here developing these naturey projects. The one little corner of the elephant ear actually bent down, scooped up a nice little scoop of water, and then it landed right underneath the flowers of the leaf. And then it kind of just floated around, and I stood there as long as I could have an attention span to stand there, and I watched, and then it was amazing. And the leaf did not spill over one other time. So I know that right when I put it in the river, it actually just collected a little bit of water for those flowers. And then it floated so happily. And when it got near the pier where the big pillars are, I actually took notice that the sides actually came up like higher to give it like more protection, it seemed. And it was amazing. So that is the power of the world that we live in, and we really want to explore that and see how much we can make this beautiful world that we're given thrive. How can we create new living ecosystems in the already perfect, miraculous, beautiful world we were given, right? So yeah, we're gonna do some really fun things around here. And now we have kind of the correct infrastructure and compliant infrastructure set up to do that. And this is a vision that we've been co-creating with the Universal Consciousness, and now it's coming very much into the physical form as these really beautiful creative projects for humanity, by humanity, and really a really beautiful roadmap of discovery for, everything. So we've got a new location downtown in Belhaven, North Carolina. It's at 370 Old County Road, Belhaven, North Carolina. Pull up, link up, and that's going to be like our community playground, the unfamiliar village, and we're going to explore a lot of fun things there. And this is going to be a safe, compliant place for people to do art, work with bees and honey, or permaculture plants, free plants, gardening, a lot of different things. We want to have a couple little shelters, sanctuary housing we're calling it, for things like community pop-up shops. And we're kind of doing our own thing and using our own organization and using the infrastructure we're creating from the organization and the resources to create these projects. So like the Belhaven Community Garden was one project, and we developed a nonprofit system and a community garden space. So in the very front half of that same address, 370 Old County Road, Belhaven, North Carolina, that's in the Inner Banks of southeastern United States, you can find Belhaven Community Garden. And what that is sets up what we do. It's a whole infrastructure. So that was one of the earlier projects here, and that is an infrastructure where you can go to the sustainability kiosks and you can get some fresh milk, eggs, plants, whatever's there fresh foods, kind of like a pantry, but fresh items. But also it's more than that. It's, again, it's resources. If you want permaculture set up at your own home, or you want some raspberry bushes and blueberry bushes, you know, you can plant one raspberry bush and in a year from there, you'll have 25 raspberry bushes. That's enough to sustain yourself to have breakfast every morning. And then because you're eating raspberries off a bush, you're getting like Mother Nature's fuel, and then you're getting that powerful electric alive energy and fuel. So you're able to rewire your cellular memory and in turn create a better narrative for yourself. You're saying things like, I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm creating my dreams and living a great life, and wonderful things are always happening for me, that kind of stuff. So that's why we're creating these really ultra creative, safe places with lots of resources, and then doing these different ultra creative projects, you know. So we're learning a lot right now about the nonprofit versus for-profit, and now we're going to be launching a for-profit shop called The Village Shop. And to be extra fun with it, we did get our USDA hemp production license. So we're going to be doing some ultra fun yet also compliant experimenting with the plant hemp, and we will have some organic bioregenerative hemp to have fun with our shop and our for-profit things. And also we invite communities to set up their own display of their own talents if they want to have their own pop-up shop. Say people who have talents or want to make some money from the things they make or create, you can use one of our sanctuary housing units as your own pop-up shop, right? And then have your friends, family, community come visit and see your own shop for the weekend or however long. And so we'd like to, you know, diversifying in what we can do, you know, with the creative space. And that's kind of where we're at. So I'm going to keep talking. I'll keep posting some videos and talking about the progress and the infrastructure and what we're building. But we do now have our online presence set up under the Unfamiliar Group. What is it? The website is unfamiliargroup.com. And then now we're launching our public location, which will be the Unfamiliar Village, where we have set up right now already a very successful project of the Belhaven Community Garden, sponsored by our nonprofit unfamiliarhome.org. So you can take part in the nonprofit project there. And now we're going to be launching the for-profit side, doing a little store, community shop, and all are welcome to fit in and be part of that. And then in the meanwhile, we're going to use the grounds and the facilities to make these gorgeous, opulent, like sanctuary, like permaculture gardens, greenhouses, sustainable, eco type domes and greenhouses and earthship type things, and really experiment with what we can do with our life and our thriving and plants and humans, and learn our quantum sciences of ourselves and things. So that's what we're working with here. That's what we're working with so far. And we have learned to become exuberant for the process, so that helps a lot. And we're very grateful of whoever's watching this video. I'm so grateful that I can even explain what this is, because it's been a vision for a very long time. And I figured out how to make it start happening into the physical when I started believing in myself. When I went through enough of the pain and things, traumas and pains and things, and I learned what I don't want, and how to get rid of resistance and contrast and focus on the energy of what I do want and expanding those things. And I learned to stop focusing so much on unraveling and fixing the old me, and just focus on allowing the new authentic me, always focusing on the authentic me. And that led me to curing myself, healing myself, and evolving, upgrading, elevating, becoming one with the universe, and being able to do these types of projects and things and operate at a healthy level that I am today. And so that is part of the message, getting it out there, that we're building some really ultra amazing creative stuff in the world for you, by you. The Unfamiliar Group is creating the Unfamiliar Village, and it's basically going to be an activity park for humanity. This is our first kind of like prototype thing of what we're doing. We're a very young organization, just really only 3 years old, but the first couple years we were still really working on the infrastructure and vision. So the last year we're gaining a little traction here. We've got more coming into physical reality that we're starting to work with more here now, and others are starting, to attract to us and fit in, and that's extraordinary to watch, the whole co-creation thing. And then learning about leadership and dignity and leadership and other social skills and how to run projects like these. That's become really important to me. And the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place was for my family, so that I could do something really wonderful with my family. So everything I do and all these projects that we're working on and creating, it's so that I can do something really amazing with my family and for my universe. And in that, I learned the best place to start in serving my world and my universe and humanity is serving myself. So I learned to believe in myself and value myself and go with my ideas, and that's why I'm making this video right now. And so in doing that and serving myself, I learned that I'm actually serving my universe and my consciousness and humanity and all things, and making everything better for myself and my world. So I'm going to keep making these videos. I'm going to keep building the Unfamiliar Group and everything that we're doing under that name. So, but you can contact me in any way you like. Link up, and it's really about just showing these models and examples and projects, not so I can, run a bunch of projects, but it's for the humanity to see, to have an infrastructure set up, to know that if you have the biggest dream in your mind, in your heart, it's all about making that happen. So let's know that we have more infrastructures and organizations in the world that are great and easy to use, that are going to help us create our visions, right? So the Unfamiliar Group helps be the energy. We are like the quantum energy behind making your visions come to reality, okay? So we're like your extra energy and intention behind making your own visions happen, because your visions are just as important as these projects and visions I have. It's all part of making this beautiful world beautiful. So that's why you now know you have the Unfamiliar Group to be like your hype girl, your hype man, to back you up, and also be able to back it up with some really, we have, the most highly specialized team in the universe, the greatest minds there is in our very small team. And we can handle larger teams, but as we use law of attraction, we know when the right person is meant to come and join our team and be part of developing what we're developing. But this is about humanity knowing that they have an infrastructure there to help them create their dreams. So if you have something you feel really passionate about, maybe you have a tiny bit of doubt or you're not sure where to start, obviously you've been thinking about it. So link up, pull up, and let's talk about making those dreams a reality and believing in ourselves enough to sit back and watch it happen and see the most beautiful, creative things, the most extraordinary things transpire in our worlds that we could, that exceeds beyond our potential and our longevity, thriving beyond potential and longevity, creating new things. That's what it's about. So much love. Thank you so much. Thank you. And blessings to all. Over and out.